Ahead of Saturday's trip to Huddersfield Town, Gary Rowett is hoping his side can show the desire and will that they showed at St Andrews on Sunday.
You try to challenge the players to show those positives once again in a game that perhaps there won't be quite the same, well, there undoubtedly won't be the same atmosphere, and it won't be quite the same meaning in some ways on the game, but at the same time, you know, it's the same points tally for the game. It's just as important in my mind. And what we've got to do is we've got to try to make sure that we're mentally strong enough to go to Huddersfield and play with the same desire and will to win and quality at times that we showed on Sunday. So I think a little bit of both. I think that, you know, you view the things you did well, but you also challenge the players. You've got to now show it again, and that's Championship football. You know, so like doing it once. It's not the Olympics, is it, where you can turn up 4 years, win the gold, and then, you know, not compete again at that level for another 4. We're doing it every 5 days, or every 6 days, or every 7 days, or whatever it is. So, you know, we've got to go again, and such is the robustness of the Championship that you have to show that same commitment every game if you want to stay where we are in the table and at the top end challenging.
The manager was asked about his side's injury concerns ahead of tomorrow's game, and also faced questions about the injury Royce Wiggins picked up at the weekend.
I think he's you know, when there's a sort of trauma in terms of an injury like that, you know, there's usually a lot of swelling, and until that swelling goes down, then you can't be definitive in terms of scanning it. So I think he's still yet to have a definitive scan. We're hoping to find out. We don't think it's good. I think the initial sort of prognosis and the initial tests from the physio suggested it's something serious. But we'll find out definitively, hopefully, in the next few days. But of course, the likelihood is, you know, I think his loan was up in January, so he'll probably end up going back to Bournemouth for treatment, and we wish him all the best, you know. So it's a real shame because it was a really, really strong performance. I thought for someone who hadn't played for a while to play that well in such a big game, to show that type of composure and character and actually get through the game. You know, we thought that maybe 60, 70 minutes we might have to do something about it because he'd struggle, and in 90 minutes he ends up getting injured, still breaking forward, has a shot, wins as a corner, and very unfortunate, I think he runs into Jedinak's leg and almost extends his own leg, and that's where obviously the damage occurred. So really disappointed for him. You know, great lad, great character, players really liked him, very popular, and looked like he could be a very, very good player for us, you know. So obviously that's going to be a real doubt whether he's going to play much more part. I'm hoping that Free trained today, but I'm not sure, and I'd say it's 50-50 that Specs, Glees and Robbo all had little knocks from the weekend, so not trained so far this week. So again, I'm hopeful. It's been a frustrating time because I think people have probably underestimated, actually. I've not managed to pick the same team twice, very, very often, because I think, you know, we've had a lot of unsettled injury suspensions in the midfield area. Been very difficult to pair two together on a constant basis. We've had Specs miss the game. We've had Thomas out injured. We had Shots out injured for a game. We had Clayton out injured. So we've had quite a lot of frustrating injuries that's made it difficult to get continuity. Yet I think we've ploughed through some of those problems and maintained our form really, really well. So it'd be nice if we can just settle that down a little bit. And there've been niggly ones, and there've been a lot of impact ones. So we haven't had many pulls and strains. It's been more dead legs, an impact injury, you know, something that's happened in training, you know. So we'll certainly have a little look at it.
Rowett knows what to expect from David Wagner's Terriers, and he's hoping his side can improve on their recent away form.
Well, they play, they pass the ball. I think they make as many passes as any team in the division. They'll play from the back. They typical, you know, German playing style of winning the ball back very high as soon as they lose it. You know, you can call it whatever terminology you want, but they make it very difficult for any team to build a rhythm and to get into a rhythm on the ball. So we've got to work out ways to try to beat that pressure. We've got to work out ways to deal with some of that movement, and we've got to work out ways to exploit that, as we have done in many games of a similar style. So away from home, I think, even though, you know, we're really pleased with our record at the minute of only losing 3 games in 15, which I think is a really, really positive start to the first third of a season. but our away form's just come away from where we've been at our best, and that'll be something we want to get back to, performing a little bit better away from home.